that light that cauldron together. And when they lit that cauldron, the crowd went wild, and I actually felt hair on my arms stand up. I didn't know it at the time, but that night changed my life. It was one of those moments that I'll never forget now. Because that night, I realized that that was a movement that I could become part of. We come back, we start getting our teams involved in raising money for the athletes. We started doing the polar plunges, jumping in freezing cold water, started rappelling off buildings, started doing raffles and fundraisers in our businesses, and started creating a culture within our company of that we wanted to give something back to athletes. And I think all along we got more in return. But it became a pleasure sharing that with our team and making that difference and seeing them light up. As all that was ending, and at one point, it really made me realize the culture that we were able to create. And it really didn't come from me, it came from our team. Because what happened is then when they started volunteering at games, they wanted to do more for the athletes, and they wanted to keep doing it. So we kept doing different things and kept raising it up. And I was always impressed because our team members got involved and wanted to be a part of that. But they always felt like the athletes gave them so much more back in return. So when we start to give of ourselves, we start to see we get more in return the other way. But that night, it really realized to me that that changed my life. And it really brought me back to that question that Sister Teresa asked me. Sister Teresa said, Gary, when I was that lost 7th grade boy, what is your purpose of your life? I think I have my answer now. Sister Teresa, my purpose of my life is to be a servant leader, to show my love and relationships that I love each and every day, how I can help those relationships to give of themselves freely, love openly, and make a difference in the world. I believe we all have that capability in ourselves. I want you to go out in charge and create habits around real goals every day to do what you want to be passionate about in life and give it to others. Because when we give of ourselves, we get so much more in return. It leaves you with a quote that I want to share with you. And this quote is, I coined a few years back, it's your life. Why not live the life you want to live? It's better than letting someone else choose how you should live. So go out each and every day and charge and make it a great day. And thank you so much for being here tonight. Good night. Thank you all for being here. Jason's going to come back up. We've got a few presentations, so if you would, hang on. We'd love to have you here for those presentations that we want to make. Let me grab something, and he's grabbing the mic, and I'm going to grab some other things. You start. Go ahead.
All right. All right, how about another big round of applause for Mr. Gary Wilbers. Awesome to share his story. Awesome. So, Gary, now that we've heard your story, and I'm excited to go home and read the book about Johnny. And I've worked with Gary a few times on some projects here and there. I've been able to participate in some of his seminars and such and work hand in hand with him as well. So if you ever get the chance, it's well worth the time and especially worth the read. So all the books that he's got, get your hands on them. So Gary, I know that you're passionate. And you are very passionate about Special Olympics, obviously. And we've got some of the athletes here. How are we doing, guys? They all waved whenever they came in. I've had the chance to meet quite a few of them along the way as well. I think you have a presentation at this time.
We do. How about we call the athletes up here so we can get a picture of this and everything else. Bring your jackets if you got jackets, guys, and all y'all come on up here. Let's give the athletes another round. I don't know if you know it or not, but we decided on Positive Culture Wins. Of course, my passion is Special Olympics, and they decided to donate $1 to every book sale or digital, online, whatever you do, as long as they purchase the book. We're giving $1 to Special Olympics Missouri for that. Now, these are early numbers, but I'm pretty excited about them. But early numbers, we have a check to present the athletes, if you guys want to hold that, and stuff, for $500. They're taking pictures of you. Smile. So we appreciate you guys. These guys do great things every day. As you know, we're building a Training for Life Center here in Jefferson City. If you've not seen it down from Riley Chevrolet, please drive by there. These jackets that these guys are wearing, and they'll turn them around and model them for us even there, is these jackets, they each raised $5,000 for the Training for Life campus to earn this jacket. It was not given, it was earned. So show them those jackets, guys, and I appreciate you all being here. Turn back around there. Thanks, partner. Thanks, buddy. You gonna carry the check? Okay. Thanks, Georgia. Thanks, Derek. Thanks for being here, guys. You can follow them down, okay? I'll let you hold on the check. Lori will probably want it from you after that, but you can hold it for now. So it's a great pleasure working with them, but thank you all. That $500 came from people buying the books, and that's every one of you here and other people that have bought them too. As Jason told you, we started out the first week as #1 in business and health as a #1 new release, so I was pretty excited about that. And I'm getting some great responses back, so I hope if you haven't had a chance to read it, that you get a chance to do it.
Yeah, and speaking of your book, I hear that there are some very special people that were involved in the creation of this book and also seeing it to actually come to a hard copy that you can hold.
It's one of those things that's a labor of love. Because, man, if you ever would write a book, you'd say, why the hell do you want to go through it again? And we've done this now a couple times, 3 times. This third one has really been a labor of love. But there's some people on my staff that's been here that I need to really thank. First one is Melissa, back there in the back trying to hide. Stand up, Melissa. She came from Florida. We welcomed her back to the good old Missouri weather and stuff. She came back for this and did just a ton of really helping us get the book together, and I truly appreciate everything you did, Melissa. And then sitting over there by her, you took a lot of the book money from you and stuff earlier. My wife, Dana, she's kind of my support, my right arm, does a lot of things for me. And then Ben's over here, Ben Strump. Ben did a lot of the social media and also some other things. Ben is also, we launched a podcast January 29th, and he's been really the person in charge of the podcast. The podcast, hard name, Charge. It's thechargepodcast.com. If you haven't checked it out, please do. We have a guest every week, and we release them on Monday night. So give Ben a hand. I appreciate him. And there's one lady that she's not on my staff, but she's like, one of those special educators that you always love. And she's did a lot of the editing for my book. And as Peggy will tell you, grammar was not one of my greatest subjects in high school. She tried her best, but she did a lot of things for me. But she actually edited the book and has been so much more to me than just that. Peggy, would you come up here? I have something for you. Peggy Lubert. Some of you may have not read the story in my first book, so I have to share this story. This is the lady that my sophomore year wrote in my yearbook that I was going to be the student council president my senior year. She just has that vision, I guess, for me. Set that goal out there early for me and stuff. My senior year, as you know, I was the student council president. Part of my story I tell, of course, I scared all the competition off because I didn't have anybody run against me. Not some of those politicians would like that today because quite a few of them's got quite a bit of competition and stuff that's out there. So she gave me that inspiration at that time, and it always has been a big part of my life and stuff, and I just want to say thank you.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
All
Okay,
right.
did I forget anybody, Jason?
Not that I'm aware of.
Oh, Austin is up there. My nephew works for me some, and he's the sound and the mic guy, and he's up there, and he's been helping us too with the book and stuff. Austin, you can't see him, but okay, I think I got them all now.
I believe so. I think you did. But before we go further, we've got some door prizes coming up. But so, Gary, I'm going to put you on the spot here. So I've read some of your other works, worked with you as I've discussed. But whenever you were telling me we were out in Colorado and we were talking about the new book, and we were looking at and going to take votes on looking at the cover and these exciting things, the nuts and bolts of it. But the other books that I've read, this one is a little bit different because I didn't realize it until I opened it up and we started talking about even further that it's a story. So tell us a little bit more about Positive Culture Wins and how we got to this point.
Yeah. Really, it's about a compilation because what I wanted to do with the story format, my hope is it will reach a larger audience because I can think it fits for someone if they're in business, or it can fit someone if they're in the educational field. Any area of their life, they can find nuggets that they can take out. And what we found out, if you start researching the numbers of people that read books for an author, it scares you because that number is not that high. But when you do a story format, it allows people to get into the story, and my hope is they come into the story also. And when they come into the story, they start to see what do they want to make those changes in their life that they can do. And I told Dana one day, I laughed because sometimes I'll get a message and says, man, I started reading your book and I couldn't put it down. And I told her, am I supposed to take that a good way or a bad way? Like they're surprised, and stuff. But with a story, it allows you to put yourself into there and you get into the character mode. And this was really rewarding. And it really came from a mentor that I followed, John Gordon, gave a lot of his books away, The Energy Bus and some others that I've given over time. And that's really where it came about. I thought I wanted to do this next book as a fable because of Cher. But if you read it, there's a lot of parallels to my life that I have in there. Johnny is a fictitious character, but he has some parallels because that's why there's Special Olympics is in the story as part of it because I think there's some really pieces that fits and it allows it to really come together well. So I was pretty excited about that part of it.
Well, that's awesome. Well, I can't wait. I'm on chapter 4.
Okay.
I've read into
I
it
won't
a
give
little
away
bit,
the storyline.
and so far it's a great read. Chapters are awesome. So looking forward to seeing after Johnny moves past meeting his new co-workers into the next phases of all that and how that intermingles with the high achiever mindset and everything else that I've been fortunate to study of your work. So
Thank you.
Again, big hand for Gary Wilbers.
How about a big hand for this guy right here? I called him, said, will you do some music? And then I called him, hey, you want to MC too? And he jumps in right away and stuff. So Jason, I truly appreciate you.
No, honor to be here. Honor to be here. So, door prizes.
Door prizes.
Is that?
Everybody got their cards?
We have a nice glass of wine.
Yeah. So we're going to pick them. When you win, Jason's got the list here. We'll tell you what you win, but then you'll pick them up at the front table out front there and stuff. So Dana's writing down these numbers, so I'm supposed to read them off really fast.
Ooh, has everyone had dinner tonight?
So.
Because I see some dessert on the menu.
What's up first?
Is Luke Reedy here? Luke, we've got Reedy Ready popcorn here, and if you haven't had this, you're going to love it. You will not be able to put it down. It's kind of like chips and salsa at El Jimador. You can't stop. It just keeps on going. So, yep. All right.
So the first one is some popcorn, a box of popcorn.
All right. Ticket number 5319257. 5319257. We have a winner.
Okay. As soon as we're done calling them off, Dana will be out there and you can pick up some popcorn there.
We've got some more popcorn. Ticket number 5319221. 5319221.
All right. There's our second winner. Good deal.
The next, you have a choice of book out there. So choice of book, ticket number 5319254. 531-9254.
All right, Kathy. Next winner.
We've got some more popcorn.
That stuff's so good that, I had to
right.
buy a lot of it. ReadyPopcorn.com, right, Luke? ReadyPop.com.
Really good. 531-9229. 531-9229. Hey, dessert for Chris Henches. Which one are we on here? We are
Number
on some more
5.
popcorn. Number 5. 531-9233. 531-9233.